today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Comics Multiverse, Batman v Superman, Aquaman. Aquaman appears to come with two hooks intended for the Collect and Connect Grapnel Blaster replica. Down below we've got a picture of, was that Jason Momoa? Portraying Aquaman, even though he is so quickly skimmed through the movie, he appears for only a few seconds. Side of the package also shows you, now this is one thing I missed with the Nightmare Batman. On the side of the package you've got a read-up saying, fearing the actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked, the formidable, forceful vigilante from Gotham City takes on the revered modern-day savior of Metropolis, while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs. And with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than it's ever known before. Not necessarily a read-up on Aquaman, but at least it's a read-up on the character, or as the movie as a whole, as it doesn't really show anything on the back. Speaking of on the back, though, that is what the Grapnel Blaster is going to look like. Unfortunately, though, the last two characters, Lex Luthor and the Bat Creature, are the two components you need to build the grapnel gun. Without that, you're just sitting with all these loose pieces everywhere. I know. Calm down, Spot. Calm down. Other figures available, though, there is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Armored Batman, Lex Luthor, Nightmare Batman, the Bat Creature, and Aquaman. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we are going to have a look at the DC Comics Multiverse, Batman v Superman, Aquaman. There's more heading your way. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The additional accessories that come included with Aquaman, you get two or a single pair of grapnel hooks. The grapnel hooks are hinged, so they can either be displayed. Now, they are a little on the difficult side. Some of them open a little bit better than others. This one, for some reason, just does not want to close shut for me. But they do open and close, and you do get two of them. There's one right there, and this one here, out of packaging, or in packaging, was closed shut. And again, this just opens just like that. They are mirrored copies to one another. Same with paint apps. Can't really do all that much with them. You can kind of pretend like they're drones in the meantime. But in the meantime, you can't really do all that much with them. I mean, just for laughs, I'm just going to plug that into the bottom, our little bottom actual, what would you call this? The actual barrel. Thank you, barrel. Just peg that to the barrel that came with Nightmare Batman. That's basically what I'm going to do with it in the meantime. I can't really do much with it in the meantime, other than that, just because we don't have Lex Luthor or the Bat Creature, so we're just going to move those to the side. The other accessory to come included with Aquaman is his trident. Looks very, very good, although it doesn't really have a lot of paint apps to it. Instead, they've molded in gold, but it really could have used the same gold that's on Aquaman's shoulders. That's a really nice metallic gold. I don't know why the trident couldn't have also been that color, but again, cost saving, they opted just to use it as gold plastic as well, or instead. That could have really gone a long way, though. The trident only fits in his one hand, as the other hand is molded shut. And to fit it in his hand, unfortunately, it doesn't fit very tight. It fits tighter the further up it goes on the trident itself, but as you can see, it sits very loose in his hand. One little strike I could make. Put that to the side. Well, actually, we'll just leave that right there. No sense in excluding him from this review. Despite the fact that the trident isn't painted in color, despite the fact that he doesn't come with any sort of build of components for the grapnel gun to get me any bit further in my journey to get it complete, Aquaman ends up being the star of this actual wave. It's like they really went to town on giving him just so much extra love that I ask myself, why didn't they do that with all the other characters? I guess he benefits also from the fact that he's got tattoos on his body, which is something really the Batman, the Superman, and to some extent the Wonder Woman really didn't have. So they can go the little extra mile giving him extra stuff. But I have to say, like, he really shines as the go-to character from this wave. Like, they've really put a lot of effort into recreating Aquaman. Funny enough, even for a character that's in the movie for less than a minute. Let's have a look at his face. The face is good. For a looking like, again, Jason Momoa, for looking like him, yeah, okay, I see it. It's one of the better likenesses. This is a good example of where the Multiverse figure did better than the basic class figure. Whereas Wonder Woman, I felt, still was the opposite way. You know, the basic figure was a better looking likeness than the Multiverse figure. But it looks like him. I will admit, for a Multiverse release of this guy, it does look like him. He could use, though, a little bit of that blonde. As you see in the pictures, he's got a lot of the blonde highlights in his hair. The figure here, on the other hand, is a little devoid of that. He doesn't seem to have a lot of... He's got like a little bit here, but it seems like they didn't put as much as they should have. Just something to kind of break up all the dark brown that's making up the majority of his face and his beard. So a little bit of that light blonde could have gone a long way. The gold on his side armor, on his shoulder, on the side of his side bicep plate, and the lower gauntlet on his hand, very nice in gold. Very nice gold. They've done a pretty good job, actually, of mimicking what Aquaman could look like in a real-world environment. Of course, in the earlier comics, Aquaman would have had like an orange chainmail sort of outfit. They kind of have mirrored that a little bit by incorporating that chainmail look in a gold armor as an alternative. I like that. And also even like the armor, or the, I should say armor, but the tattooing also kind of mimics that chainmail look. So I like that. Some detailing also in his leg. I don't know if it has anything perhaps to do with his culture and language. Maybe is similar like with a Samoan, where you've got that kind of tribal look on the legs. The legs are almost kind of more of an olive green than a lime or dark green that he's had in the comics. And he's got the gold coloring of his boots that matches the sides and the armor that we've already had a look at. Again, there's the back of the figure. Really, really great figure. The trade-off, though, and there's always a trade-off, there can't be a perfect figure. Leg is a little loose. Like, these legs are a little on the loose side. This one more so than this one right here. When it comes to his posability, though, Aquaman's head is on a ball joint, and it is almost in the same unfortunate aspect that Wonder Woman had, because she has all this extra hair. Aquaman, the same problem. He has all this extra hair that it limits really moving his head back and forth. The hair is at least rubbery, but you can't really move it all that much just because of how obstructed the hair ends up making it. He almost kind of looks also like a Rob Zombie. Like, you can almost mod this guy into a Rob Zombie figure. Very similar build, I suppose, as well. Shoulders hinge out. No issues on the one arm. The other arm, it's limited. You can get it to about there. Anything after that, you start tugging on the attached shoulder, so I wouldn't do it too much. I wouldn't move it any bit further than that. You can already see that it's starting to add resistance against that shoulder plate, so I wouldn't move it any further than that. Forward and back, that's about all you're going to get. Same back as well. Swiveling on both biceps, a hinge on the elbow, which also rotates the forearm, and also has a rotation on the wrist. He's got a lot of extra wrinkles on the hands. I noticed that as well. A little side thing that I noticed with these little peepers of mine. He does have a waist swivel, and surprisingly it swivels underneath his belt, but I guess that's because the belt and the side or torso strap are one piece. Finally, the legs move forward and back and out. No swivel cut, although he does have a swivel cut lower on the leg as opposed to up further on the leg. Single hinge knee, and nothing in the boot. Hinge on the actual foot itself. There's a little extra detailing on the back of the boots. Just a great figure. I don't know how many people, because unfortunately Aquaman, I think, is a bit of a peg warmer now. Nobody, and I guess it's just because kids, collectors, the movie has now been around in theaters for a while. It's going to be coming out on DVD and Blu-ray soon. Nobody really is interested in these figures. As a result, Aquaman and Nightmare Batman, a little on the peg warmer side. But if you can overlook that, it's not a bad figure, I have to admit. It's actually one of the better, if not the best figure from this wave. Still have to look at Lex Luthor, and still have to look at the Bat Creature, which we will be looking at, rest assured. I know Spot's a little behind on these. But if you see this guy, don't overlook him. Don't overlook him. Give him a chance. Give Aquaman a chance, or Rob Zombie a chance. Give Rob Zombie a chance at least. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Comics Multiverse Aquaman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.